They cannot earn outside income and somehow expect that they will have the resources to fight and defend their good name. It was preposterous then, and in retrospect, it's even more outrageous now. Much of the blame for this travesty of justice rests squarely on the shoulders of Nuri Martinez, who allowed her personal political ambitions, racial animosity, and thirst for power to override good governance and good judgment. It was abundantly clear on that now infamous leaked audio tape that Martinez wanted to punish and tarnish Ridley Thomas. And she did, but she ruined herself in the process. Big Mama always said, God don't like ugly, and he ain't fond of cute. Once Nuri Martinez's toxic leadership was no more, the council quickly and correctly moved to resolve an injustice born in part by their own rush to judgment and abdication of responsibility in performing due diligence. Their settlement action this week starts the process of restoring honor and trust. In March, Ridley Thomas will finally have his day in court and a chance to restore his good name. For KBLA Talk 1580, I'm Tavis Smiley. We welcome your comments.
I know you want to leave me, but I refuse to let you go. If I have to beg, plead for your sympathy, I don't mind, 'cause you mean that much to me. Ain't too proud to beg, and you know it. Please don't leave me, girl. Ain't too proud to plead, baby, baby. Please don't leave me, girl.
I'm Tavis Smiley. This is KBLA Talk 1580. Our phone number 1-800-920-1580. 1-800-920-1580. It's hard to know where to go and what to do after that conversation. Last hour, what a powerful, powerful conversation with Dr. Lewis Gordon. But this hour, we're going to play some music. We will, on the backside of this hour, be in conversation with Jay King, the founder of Club Nouveau. Club Nouveau, along with Brian McKnight, Guapale, some great performances this Saturday as we celebrate our event, Welcome Home, Mayor-elect Karen Bass. It's a block party hosted by KBLA Talk 1580, celebrating Mayor-elect Karen Bass, the first woman, second African-American to be the chief executive of this city. As you well know, she is sworn in as mayor on Sunday, but we get it on Saturday in Leimert Park with a celebration of Karen Bass that will feature Club Nouveau and Guapale and Brian McKnight. Karen Bass will take the stage at 11 o'clock promptly, so make sure you come out this Saturday. It's 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. All kinds of vendors, all kinds of activities, family-friendly. Come hang out with us. A lot of folk, I think, are going to be coming out this Saturday to celebrate Karen Bass. This is our opportunity to welcome her back home to this community. So please join us this Saturday for our Welcome Home Mayor-elect Karen Bass Throwdown and Block Party, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. And so we'll talk to Jay King on the backside of this hour. But why did I start with that great track, Ain't Too Proud to Beg? Because in this hour, we're pleased to be joined in conversation by Marcus Paul Jones, actor, one of the stars of the smash Broadway musical, Ain't Too Proud to Beg, The Life and Times of the Temptations. The musical follows the Temptations' journey, their extraordinary journey, from the streets of Detroit to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. With their signature dance moves and silky-smooth harmonies, they rose, as you well know, to the top of the charts, creating an amazing 42 top 10 hits, 14 reaching number one. And the stage play, Ain't Too Proud to Beg, The Life and Times of the Temptations, is in Los Angeles. For those who are in L.A., this station, of course, is flagship here in Los Angeles. For those who are in L.A., the musical will be here from December 13th through January the 1st at the Amansan Theater. We'll talk more about that and tell you more about it in just a second. But I am pleased now to welcome Marcus Paul James to this program. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great, man. Thank you for having me.
It's my great honor to have you on. Let me just jump right in. What is it like having the opportunity to star in a smash Broadway musical, but one that focuses on the life and the legacy and the hits of the Temps?
Woo! It's really an honor. That's the kind of the best word I can say about it, because not only do I get to play tell the story about these black men, but I also get to represent a living legend, Dr. Otis Williams. And so it's every black boy's dream.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah. I had a chance to spend some time with Otis Williams over the years. Marcus Paul James. What was that? What was that experience like for you, sir?
Oh, meeting him?
Yeah.
We call him Uncle O.
Yeah.
Because he's been a part of this process from the beginning.
Right.
And I was a part of the Broadway company as well, and he was always around us. And then when we were coming on tour, he made sure to kind of welcome us, and we had a couple times with him. And he checks in on us probably like once a month just to really check in and make sure we're doing okay. So like it's been like so great to have someone of that stature and with that legacy be in full support.
Yep. When you get a chance to delve into the musicology of a group whose impact has been as significant as that of the Temptations, what do you start to learn? What are you starting to see? What do you know that the rest of us don't know, given that you spent more time with their work, with their witness, with their legacy, with their lyrics, with their improvisation? What have been some of your takeaways from being so immersed in the Temptations?
That's an awesome question. I think the biggest thing that really starts to stick out is work, and doing the work. I think someone, as we were doing the beginning rehearsals for the tour, someone asked Otis if he was looking at, like, were you hearing about these other people doing, like, were you hearing about the Beatles doing what they were doing, and were you like, did you like think you were in comparison, see where they were? And he was like, I didn't, because I was too busy focusing on what I had to do, and he meant that. And that really spoke to me, is that, like, I don't have to worry about how I am compared to the people. If I just do the work and make sure that my work is good, I don't have time for those other things. So that's something that really stuck with me, is that, like, those boys were in there rehearsing dance every day. Maurice King, you had them dancing every day, and they were so focused on what they had to do, and they were a pop group, so everything was crafted. So everything had to be crafted. So I didn't know how much work they were doing
yeah,
for these hits and albums, and also how much music they actually sang and recorded.
Yeah,
some that wasn't even released by them. It just was really, like, fascinating to see how much work they did.
Yeah. When you get this immersed again in the legacy of a group as iconic, as legendary as the Temps, how has this experience raised the level of I assume it has, you tell me, I could be wrong, but how has it raised the level of your appreciation for Motown?
Immensely. I can say that I'm too old. I feel embarrassed to say I'm too old to not realize when Motown happened. I know the dates, but I think what Dominique Morrisseau, our amazing book writer, did was really put Motown and the play and the Temps into time, right? That, like, Motown was like this shining jewel and probably one of the darker moments of our history during the 50s, 60s, and 70s. And I, as a person, just didn't put those two together. I knew civil rights was happening. I knew when people were being assassinated. I knew all those things were happening, but I didn't put them up against the Temps becoming the most famous group in the world, or the Supremes being that, like, I just didn't put them at the same time in my head. So this process and this play really kind of puts us into perspective of that, and it makes it even more special. Yeah. How amazing this group, how amazing Motown, how a machine the Motown was.
Nope. I hear that point, and I receive it. I think you're right. Not just you, Marcus Paul James, but a number of people that haven't put those two things together. But Motown really is the soundtrack of the movement. I mean, it really is, when you consider what was going on in America and Berry Gordy, the chairman, pushing out all these hits from all these groups. It really is quite a remarkable story. The Broadway musical Ain't Too Proud, The Life and Times of the Temptations, stars one Marcus Paul James. It's headed here to Los Angeles for those in the LA area, December 13th through January 1 at the Amundsen Theater. More of our conversation with Marcus Paul James about the Temptations when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
say, what can make me feel this way? My girl, my girl, my girl, talking about my girl, my girl. I've got so much honey.
We've got a lot to talk about. Good thing we've got 3 hours. More of Tavis Smiley when we come forward.
Congratulations to Trinity Unlimited Childcare for being KBLA Talk 1580's Office of the Week. Enter your business today in the KBLA app or KBLA1580.com for the Office of the Week. Congratulations to Trinity Unlimited Childcare.
Sparkly and shiny and bold and bright. And this holiday season, Ulta Beauty has something for everyone on your list, even you. Because our kind of holiday is you having your kind of holiday with incredible must-haves like the Dyson hairdryer and a new limited edition blue. Shimmery palettes from Morphe and Tarte, plus fragrances from Ariana Grande and more. So revel in that holiday bliss. Head to your local Ulta Beauty or buy online and pick up in store. Ulta Beauty. The possibilities are beautiful.
At the United States Postal Service, we're here to deliver fast and reliable service to help you get holiday ready. We offer free package pickup and deliver free shipping supplies to your address. So whether you're in Garland, Texas, Rudolph, Wisconsin, or anywhere in between, we're making it easier for you to spread festive cheer this holiday season. USPS, delivering for America. For all your holiday needs, including info about free shipping supplies, free package pickup availability and restrictions, go to USPS.com/holidays.
Four racial arsonists set LA City Hall on fire. And everybody is running out of the building straight to KBLA Talk 1580.
I am pleased to welcome LA City Councilman Mike Bonin to this program. Councilman, how are you, sir?
Hello, thank you, Tavis.
Councilmember Curran Price, good to have you on, sir. How are you today?
I'm well, Tavis. Thank you. Good to be with you and your listeners.
I'm pleased to have LA City Councilwoman Monica Rodriguez on this program. How are you today, ma'am?
Good morning, Tavis.
Councilman O'Farrell, good to have you on, sir. How are you today?
Thank you so much, Tavis. So glad to join you this morning.
Councilman Koretz, welcome to this program, sir. How are you?
I'm honored to be on your show. I'm still in shock from the events of the last few days.
Marquise Harris Dawson, good morning.
Good morning, Dominique, and good morning to the KBLA family.
Councilmember Heather Hutt, good morning.
Good morning, Dominique.
I am pleased to welcome the new president of the LA City Council, Paul Kokoy. Mr. President, how are you, sir?
Good morning, Tavis. I'm well. Thank you very much.
Holding all politicians accountable to you. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. We're not for everybody, but we're for everybody. You're listening to KBLA Talk 1580.
One of the ways you can attest to whether or not somebody has a black card is when they hear a certain groove. It ain't about naming that tune. If you can't name that groove, you know, if you can't just immediately tell me what this is, then we taking your black card away. But there are just certain riffs. The minute you hear it, Marcus, Paul, James, you know exactly what it is. And if you don't, like I said, we taking your black card away. But let that ride, Eddie. Let it ride. When you hear this, man, it just it takes you back. But again, that's the brilliance of the Temps. It's not just the lyrics, it's not just the dance moves, not just the clothes, not just all of that, but the musicology. And of course, there have been documentaries done about the house band inside of Motown. But as an actor and as an artist, what have you come to appreciate about the musicology of the Temptations?
That it was so real. And if it wasn't real, like, you know, we hear the stories of the Motown quality control, right?
Mm-hmm.
If it wasn't a unanimous hit from everyone's opinion, then it didn't even release. No one released it. So that really gave a sense of, if I don't feel it in my heart, in my soul, then then we're not going to record it.
Yeah.
Or at least not going to release it. So that like level of musicality was ridiculous. And the house band that you mentioned, they played everything.
Mm-hmm.
Otis, just talking to him recently, told a story about My Girl. Was that Smokey? They were at the Copa, I believe, and Smokey kind of played it for them backstage, and they were like, "That's cool." When they got back to the studio, when they got the horn arrangement put onto it, he said, "Man," we looked at each other and said, "Oh, this is gonna be a hit." and I was like, it's that type of like really making sure that it worked back then before it even got released. That I think that was like, wow, that's why it stands the test of time. That's why you can still hear the music right now and still groove.
Yeah, no, you can indeed. So when people let me take me inside the theater, put me in the audience as I'm watching this performance on stage at the Amansan Theater in L.A. from December 13th through January 1, and give me a sense. Marcus Paul James is one of the stars of this musical, Ain't Too Proud, The Life and Times of the Temptations. Give me a sense of what I'm seeing on stage.
So you will see Otis kind of speaking his way through his life and asking the question, basically, was it all worth it? All the ups and all the downs, was it all worth it? And I think that's a question that we then take the next 2 hours to kind of explain, as we explain how we got the initial classic group together and how it unfolded throughout the years and the drama, some of the ups, some of the downs, some of the losses, and kind of really weighing the question of, was all of this worth it? And I think it's for the audience member to decide from their experience, if it was or not. But it's really about having a good time, and it's interactive, and it's not one of those plays where you come and you just sit and you watch and stare. No, you got to dance, snap your fingers, even yell out if you need to. But it's definitely a good time.
Yeah. When you say it's interactive, that doesn't surprise me, given that it's. Let me just say right quick, by the way, I've had the good fortune over the course of my life to not just interview a number of times, but to spend quality time with at his home, to become friends with the chairman, Berry Gordy, and a number of Motown artists. I mean, Stevie Wonder is a dear friend of ours, and so I just feel so fortunate to have known Otis. I know Otis well. In my career, I've interviewed all these people and gotten, again, to be friends with some of them. And I remember talking to the chairman one day about this particular track and talking to Smokey about it. Smokey, good brother, good friend. This song, man, the lead on this thing, they're just not getting to the lyrics right now. The lead is like 2 minutes long, man. Just that hook at the top, man. It goes for a minute.
4 minutes.
In 4 minutes, yeah. That's there's no other track to my mind. And I think I talked to Berry Gordy about this. I don't think there's any other song in the entire Motown corpus that has a lead as long as this one. But this lead for 3 or 4 minutes just pulls you in before they even get to the lyrics. And it's an amazing piece of work. I mean, they crafted this thing so beautifully. I mean, to have a song that, again, goes that long from the top without any lyrics, and you just groove into it, waiting for them to come in. It's an amazing piece of work. I digress on that, but I just wanted to point that out because there is no other song in the entire Motown library that has an intro, this musical intro, this long, and it just stands out in that regard. I was about to ask you, though, when you are on stage and the show, as you said, is interactive, not surprising given that it features the music of the Temptations, but what do you mean by interactive with the audience?
As in, I start the show talking to the audience. I say, how are you doing? Do you remember this? So it's very much interactive in that way, in terms of I'm speaking to you. You are the people I'm taking on this journey. And if it's good for you, I mean, you know what I mean? I always say, if you like it, clap your hands. If you love it, yell. If you really get moved, you get up and run around if you have to. But like, it's that type of. I mean, everyone comes in and has their own experience with this music, and we can't even pretend to match the history and the memory that people have. So we just say, bring it on with you. Bring it in and enjoy it with us and learn a little bit and also have a good time.
Yep.
It's definitely not a place. It's definitely not a place for you to stare at. That's not what we do.
No, that ain't what Motown.
I promise you'll have more fun.
Yeah, that ain't what Motown does. If Motown don't move you, check your pulse. If you can't get moved by the Motown sound, you need to check your pulse.
Right.
How did you end up in this production? I'm always fascinated by how people end up in certain places. It's always, for me, fascinating stories. of why you got cast here and not there, your right place, right time. Just tell me how the story of how Marcus Paul James got to be a part of Ain't Too Proud.
Well, yeah, I've had the wonderful pleasure of actually being a part of the Broadway production first.
Sure.
And I was a swing on that production. So I understudied, like, I did 3 temps. I did David, I did Otis, I did Melvin. I also did some, like, Richard Streets and Dennis Edwards. I could have gone on for all of them and have gone on for all of them. But then when the tour came around to being created, I was then asked to lead I was given the honor of being asked to lead the company as Otis. And though daunting, because when you'll see the play, you know, he's up there a lot. I leave stage very rarely. And I was like, that's a big undertaking, but I'd be an idiot to say no to this honor, to take the story around the country, especially in the time that we are in, coming out of, going through. I think that there's the message and these Black stories are, like, ridiculously needed at this moment.
Yeah. With 42 top 10 hits, 14. I know I'm laughing too. I mean, it's hard to even imagine this. 42 top, and this is. Let me back up now. This is just one group inside the Motown family. Just one group.
Yep.
We ain't got the Stevie. We ain't got the Smokey. We ain't got the Diana. This is just one group. This ain't the Jackson 5. We're just talking one group inside the Motown family. 42 top 10 hits, 14 reaching number 1. I'm sure this was not your decision, of course. You're an actor starring in the production. But what's your take on how they decided what music to put in and what music to leave out? That's just too many hits for one production. You ain't got but 2 hours, man.
Yeah, but I think the good part is at the beginning. So the beginning is kind of easy to follow the hits because that's what everyone was aiming for. You know, at Motown, I'm sure you've heard it before. Like they always say, like, competition breeds champions.
That's right.
So he would kind of put people against other people. So, like, they were looking at, like, oh, the Supremes are 1 again, and we're only, like, number 7. We have to do better. Like, so there was always that sense of it. So but that wasn't, I guess in our times, we were like, my album. But back then, they were like, my song. My one song we're following. So it was so because of that, it was easy to follow the hits in the beginning. But like, My Girl, and the way you think the way you do the things you do, and of course, Ain't Too Proud. And then the story kind of takes over after that. And then we really kind of use the music as the background to give us a sense of where we were. And we also, where we were in time, but also some of the tunes are so good, we actually use them as theatrical moments. So there were things that are songs like Rain that are so, like, good, but really also have an emotional quality to it. So our director, Des McAnuff, really thought it would be cool to kind of make those pieces theatrical and actually say them in real time because the feeling works. Yeah. So it's definitely we get as much in there as we can. Yeah. And we hope we sing one of everyone's favorites.
What's I'm looking at my clock. I got about two minutes left in this conversation, 2 or 3 minutes.
Okay.
Let me ask you right quick though. What's it like starring in a production where the real star is the music?
It actually is great because then the pressure's off me.
Yeah.
Like the work's already done. I'm just here to tell you a story.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to make you like it because you love it already. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm really just here to tell a story and to really give you some information you've never met, you've never seen before. Also, you get to see the amazing choreography of Sergio Trujillo, who won the Tony Award for this. So it's really like, it's really a 2.0 version of the steps. And so we get to tell this story in this amazing kind of like splash on a stage. And I think it's like one of the coolest things that you can see.
I'll close with this as the exit question, Marcus Paul James. Put you on the spot right quick. So you got a production that's got all kind of music in it, and this answer may change from night to night. You tell me. But after you do the production for so long, can you tell me the 1 or 2 tracks that you love performing the most, you personally, when you're on stage?
Personally, yeah. So my favorite, of course, which I think is cheap, and I don't count it, but I do count it, is My Girl, because whose favorite isn't it?
Right.
Like, it's all of our favorites. So My Girl is like absolutely a great moment on stage. You also realize everyone goes, oh, yeah, and everyone starts singing, and you're like, right, this is the good one. But Can't Get Next to You is my second second favorite in the show. It is so full of energy, and you can't not move
Yeah.
when you hear that song. So I love getting on there, and we actually do the full song, and so it's really the opening of Act 2. So it really gives the time to really get the party started. So that's fun, and I don't have to talk through it so much. So.
There you go. Those are two good ones. Of course, you got a big list to choose from. As I said, 42 top 10 hits, 14 reaching number 1. The Temptations are all that and then some. The Broadway musical is called Ain't Too Proud, The Life and Times of the Temptations, coming to L.A. December 13th through January 1 at the Ahmanson Theater, starring a great cast, which includes Marcus Paul James out front as Otis Williams. Marcus Paul James, congratulations on the tour. We're happy to welcome you to Los Angeles and look forward to seeing you for the run while you were here at the Ahmanson, December 13th, opening night. Thank you for your time, sir. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much for having me.
My great honor. More of Tavis, Smiley and some more music. Club Nouveau, Jay King, after news, traffic, and sports.
Can't get next to you. Can't get next to you, baby. Next to you. I just can't get next to you, baby. I can't get next to you. I can fly like a bird in the sky. Without so desire.
This is KBLA Talk 1580, where truth prevails. The tricky station is down the dial.
I'm Doug Davis, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. Top lawmakers are celebrating the passage of the Respect for Marriage Act.
Protecting from bigoted extremism, defending the inviolability of the same-sex and interracial marriages.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said the bill was needed to uphold marriage equality under federal law. The federal lawsuit against the city of Grand Rapids, Michigan, and former police officer Christopher Schur is seeking $100 million for the family of Patrick Lyoya. Schur is still awaiting trial for allegedly killing Lyoya in an April traffic stop when the victim was shot in the back of the head. Attorneys for the Lyoya family say he was stopped because he was black. Disney Plus is starting its new low-price ad-supported service today. Disney Plus Basic will cost U.S. subscribers $7.99 a month with advertisements. And that is the latest. I'm Doug Davis from the Black Information Network and VINnews.com.
We've got a work zone 605 south between Valley Boulevard and the 60. The right lane closed until noon with slowing at Ramona. In Granada Hills, a work zone on the 5 northbound between the 210 and the 14. And you've got slowing on the 5 South Drive in Griffith Park, Colorado Street to the 10.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. I sell custom-made blinds, shades, and shutters that are easy to install at prices less than big box retailers. Blindster blinds are custom-made for your windows, and I guarantee they'll fit. Don't hire a pro. Do it yourself and save big at Blindster.com.
JP Morgan Chase is building on the investments in California to help close the racial wealth gap and build a more equitable future. Visit jpmorganchase.com/racial equity and get the tools to help reach your financial goals.
Is this the title? This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Lakers didn't have their two best players last night in Toronto and lost. The Clippers had their two best players on the floor in Orlando but lost in overtime. A rough night for both of LA's NBA teams. Without LeBron James and Anthony Davis, the Lakers lose by 13 to the Raptors. Kawhi Leonard and Paul George suited up for the Clippers, but the Magic still won by 5 to snap a 9-game losing streak. The two All-Stars had more turnovers than baskets. The Clippers play at Miami tonight. The Rams and Las Vegas Raiders meet up tonight at SoFi. Rams coach John McVay said he's unsure if quarterback Baker Mayfield will play tonight. Mayfield is taking a crash course in the Rams offense after joining the team on Tuesday. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. This sports report was brought to you by MVP Accident Attorneys. When it comes to your settlement, we're a slam dunk. Call 833-MVP-WINS or check their website at themvp.com for a free case review.
When you're the victim of a car accident, hiring the right law firm can be the difference between a rewarding settlement and striking out. Call the pros at MVP Accident Attorneys at 833-MVP-WINS for your free consultation.
Call on me, your MVP.
KBLA
KBLA Talk 1580 is pleased to announce a can't-miss community event.
It's a celebration.
Welcome home, Mayor-elect Karen Bass.
You gotta be kidding me.
On Saturday, December 10th, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., join KBLA Talk 1580 in Leimert Park at the intersection of Leimert and Vernon for this free public event as we celebrate Mayor-elect Bass's historic victory. There'll be live performances from Brian McKnight, Wapale, Club Nouveau, and more. There'll be food trucks and a diverse array of vendors, along with the attendance and participation from community leaders, elected officials, celebrities, business owners, and other notables. KBLA Talk 1580 will host Mayor-elect Bass on the main stage at 11 a.m. as we reflect on the importance of this moment and what it means for the Black community, women, and all Angelinos who believe in the limitless potential of our amazing city. We look forward to celebrating with Mayor-elect Karen Bass and you, Saturday, December 10th, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the intersection of Leimert and Vernon.
It's a celebration.
This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
We gon' celebrate your party with you. Come on now.
We've got a lot to talk about.
Hi, this is Stevie Wonder, and nothing can stop this love. It's back. Join me at my 24th House Full of Toys benefit concert, Saturday, December 17th at the Microsoft Theater.
Please bring an unwrapped toy.
Or a gift of joy, and make this a day of giving to the young and old.
Stevie Wonder.
My 24th House Full of Toys benefit concert.
Tickets on sale now at AXS.com.
Produced by Wonder Productions and promoted by AEG.
Central Neighborhood Health Foundation is a full-service network of federally qualified health care centers that serves local communities throughout Los Angeles, Riverside, and San Bernardino counties.
Will be performing some of their biggest hits, along with Wapale, who's performing, Brian McKnight, who's performing. It's going to be a stone cold party this Saturday as we celebrate the election of the first woman and only the second African-American mayor of this city, Karen Bass. It's 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. this Saturday. Karen Bass goes on stage live at 11 a.m. You are welcome to come out. It's free. There'll be food trucks and all kinds of activities going on. Family-friendly event. So come out this Saturday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. and celebrate the election of Karen Bass as chief executive of this city. She's being sworn in on Sunday. So we are the party on Saturday for you to offer your expressions and to see her in person. Again, she'll be on stage at 11 o'clock. We're going to spend some time talking to her about this campaign, her historic election, what she intends to accomplish. And if you can't make it because you're not in L.A., where this station is flagship, we're live streamings on all of our platforms, all 3 hours. So you can see Club Nouveau. If you can't be here in the audience to scream and yell in their faces, we're live streaming all 3 hours, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Pacific time on all of our platforms. For those around the nation, around the world who want to see this, especially when Karen Bass takes the stage at 11 a.m. But I am so thrilled, so excited to welcome my friend Jay King back to his program. I'm delighted that when I reached out and asked him, could he bring Club Nouveau to L.A., he said absolutely, and they will be on stage performing some of those hits, including Rumors, this Saturday. Jay King, how you living, man?
I'm good. How you living, sir?
Man, if I complained, I'd be an ingrate. I am so grateful to you for agreeing to be here on Saturday. I'm just thankful, as you well know, for our friendship and for our brotherhood. And you're always there for me, and I really, really thank you publicly for being so kind to me and so supportive of this station. We'll talk about that in a second. Jay King is the founder of Club Nouveau, a great songwriter to boot, but also the president of the California Black Chamber of Commerce. He's a businessman and an artist. We'll weave that into this conversation a little bit later. But Jay, right quick, I'm watching my time. For those who don't know the backstory, we know the hits. How did Club Nouveau come to be?
Well, I was a record producer, and I was a rapper first, believe it or not. I was in a group called Frost. Coming from Alaska, I'm from California, but I was in the military. Me and my cousin, Anthony A.K. King, who was known in Compton, we were both dancers. We both grew up dancing, popping and stuff. We both went to the Air Force. We both ended up in Anchorage, Alaska. And and rapping was happening at that time. I promoted a few concerts there, came to California as a rapper, didn't work out, and then started doing this independent stuff and did J Records. I produced this record, Rumors, by this group, the Timex Social Club, and they left me. And so I wrote a song called Jealousy about them.
Hold up. You produced a song for them and they left you? A hit and then they left you?
Yes. Yes, they went and signed a deal with somebody else because I didn't have a contract with them.
Right.
So that was business lesson number one, right?
Yeah.
And then I was upset, and I felt like they couldn't do it again, but I could. So I wrote Jealousy about them and released it as Club Nouveau's first single. And ended up with a deal with Warner Brothers. Me and Benny Medina met up. Benny Medina loved what I was doing, and he was new at Warner Brothers. And so Jealousy was the first single we released in the summer of '86. And then in the fall of '86, I released the second single, Situation Number 9. Jealousy went to number 8. Situation Number 9 went to number 4. And then in February of '87, we released Lean on Me, which went to number 1 on the pop chart.
Oh, yeah.
Won a Grammy.
Yeah.
And then the rest of it is history. Why You Treat Me So Bad came out after that.
Yeah. Speaking of jealousy, I am always fascinated by the backstories of songs. And I suspect there are those who are listening right now who've been Club Nouveau fans for a long time who didn't know the genesis of the backstory behind the hit Jealousy. But it's just fascinating to me how and why songs end up being written, Jay.
Yeah, and that song, it wouldn't be Jealousy without Rumors and them leaving. That song would never exist.
Yeah.
It would have never even been a song. It would never written or thought about.
Yeah. How to your point, again, as I mentioned, you're the president of the California Black Chamber of Commerce, so business is what you do. But how did you feel when you produced a hit for Timex Social Club? They end up leaving you because you didn't have a contract. Again, I hear the huge lesson in that. But as an artist, did you feel betrayed in that moment?
Absolutely. I felt betrayed. I wanted to go fight them. I wanted to do a lot of different things because we're emotional. Black folk are emotional people. And so, but the beauty in it is that, if it was real, if I was the real deal, then I should be able to do it again. And so I did it again. And from that time forward, from the first album forward, I never made a record to sell albums. I made a record to say what I wanted to say. So if you listen to all of my records after the first album, they're all political records. They're all about humanity and about being alive. Listen to the message, a new beginning, consciousness. Everything is black. They are records under a nouveau groove. They're all about humanity because we have a lack of it, and it's even more frightening today than it has been. But real music lives, and that's why we're continuing to do what we do, is because these songs are 36 years old. But real music doesn't have a lifespan. And I always tell artists, when you make art, you have to decide in the music business if you want to be a hamburger or a steak. A hamburger is good while it's hot. A steak can age on you.
I love it, Jay. I love it. To your point about the hamburger versus, I'm still laughing. The hamburger versus the steak. When you got into this, how did you know, or did you know, that you could achieve this kind of success? I mean, you mentioned you were in the military, so it seems like not just a pivot. That's like a 180. I mean, you're doing something totally different than being a member of our armed forces. How did you get pulled into this lane, and how did you know this was your vocation, your calling, your purpose?
Well, my mama is an incredible woman. God rest her. Helen made me believe I can do anything.
Oh, yeah.
I was in the Air Force for 1 year, so I lasted a whole year. Fighting was my thing growing up, and that's just what I did. And I had to learn how to stop fighting myself, how to stop fighting the life ride, how to stop fighting growth. And the pivot, sometimes, Tavis, we don't even know. So I can't tell you that, I knew this is what I was supposed to do, this was my plan. And none of that happened. Sometimes you just got to wake up, open your eyes, and get into the life lane and start living. I think most people don't dream. I think most people don't activate their greatness. But I believe greatness is in all of us, that we all have something that we do that's great. I just happen to do music. and I love music. I mean, it's in me. Some people really cook. I mean, it's in them. And so the greatness is in what they do. Just like you, Tavis, you are made for radio. You are, I was just telling somebody the other day, I said, you know, Tavis Smiley is our W.E.B. Du Bois, George Washington Carver, Marcus Garvey. He's our intellectual of the time. You know, you didn't set out to be that. It's just who you are, but that's because you activated your greatness. And I believe if everybody activated their greatness, whatever it is that's in them, they could do it, they could be it, and they could live it. And that's what I do every day.
As you can tell, Jay King is my friend. He is my friend. He's my brother, and I love him. When we come forward, for those who don't know the story, we told you how Club Nouveau came together. What I didn't tell you is how the name Club Nouveau became the name of the group. We'll get that story from Jay King in preparation for their big performance this Saturday as we celebrate the election of Karen Bass as mayor of the city of L.A. Saturday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. in historic, that is, Leimert Park. You're listening to KBLA Talk 1580.
You got me begging for your loving. Can't you see it's killing me?
I just don't understand it, baby. After all I done for you, you know we both gone through some changes, and now you say your love's true. Boy, you know how much.
Be sure to like and follow Tavis Smiley at The Real Tavis Smiley and get Twitter updates at Tavis Smiley. The conversation continues when we come forward.
Black music and entertainment OGs still making moves. Maisha Cairo here with your K-Black Minute News. First stop, Bobby Brown announces upcoming world tour with New Edition in 2023. Ricky Bell, Michael Bivins, Ronnie DeVoe, Ralph Tresvant, and Bobby Brown. According to Brown, the group's bond is too strong to permanently break. In other news, Gladys Knight is awarded with Kennedy Center honors from President Joe Biden. The 7-time Grammy Award winner Gladys Knight, 78 years old, received the Kennedy honors for her contribution to the arts. And if you didn't know, the Empress of Soul will soon be releasing a scripted miniseries about her life that she is executive producing. And last stop, Mike Tyson and Ice Cube sit down for a chat, and Ice Cube reveals that he's doing what he can to regain control of the Friday franchise to, quote, make the fans happy. That's your K-Black Minute News.
KBLA Talk 1580 wishes you a happy holiday and wants to bless you with one night only. A Wonder Winter's Night presented by Stevie Wonder's House Full of Toys benefit concert. Saturday, December 17th at Microsoft Theater. Download the KBLA Talk 1580.com mobile app to enter to win a pair of tickets. This has been a community call to action brought to you by KBLA Talk 1580.
The Institute for Diversity Certification is all about the 3 Ds: dedication, determination, and discipline. Learn more about our globally recognized diversity certification program today by calling 1-800-983-6192. Again, 1-800-983-6192, or visit diversitycertification.org. As the #1 organization for certified diversity professionals and also certified diversity executive credentials, diversitycertification.org will provide an opportunity for you to demonstrate dedication to the field, determination to make progress, and more discipline to your process. Go today and learn more about the diversity certification system. Call 1-800-983-6192. Again, 1-800-983-6192. Or go to diversitycertification.org. That's diversitycertification.org. The standard of excellence, equity, diversity, and inclusion.
Over 100 million people around the world have felt the thrill of Broadway's most spectacular musical, Disney's The Lion King. And now you can too. Experience this breathtaking theatrical event and see why the New York Times declares there is simply nothing else like it.
Give the gift that roars at the Pantages Theater, February 2nd through March 26th. Visit BroadwayInHollywood.com.
Conversations that matter. You're listening to Tavis Smiley on KBLA Talk 1580.
Jay King of Club Nouveau, I was saying earlier in this hour, there are some riffs that when you hear them, if you don't know them immediately, we taking your black card away. When you hear it, you know what it is, and if you don't, you ain't really black. And this is one of them. The minute you hear this, you know exactly what it is. I'm watching my time. It's tight. Tell me the story behind this hit, Lean on Me.
Well, you know, me and Denny and Tommy, Denzel Foster, Thomas McElroy, we were the ones who produced the record. We're working together. We're trying to figure out a way to do this record, and we're just having a hard time. And one day we're up late at night, me and Denny, and we're watching this new TV station called BET. This is 1986, and they have this group called Red and the Boys playing, and they're doing go-go music. Mm-hmm. And at midnight on BET, it always played go-go music. The next day, we went to Tower Records and found all the go-go records we could find. It just so happens that we were going to be in Miami playing, and this is off of Rumors and Jealousy. Mm-hmm. We still haven't released the whole album yet. And while we're there, I have to fly back to LA to do some business stuff. They go to the Bahamas, and they hear this phrase, "We be Jamon, we be Jamon," and we literally put the go-go rhythm with this chant, and we don't change the melody to Lean on Me. We just keep the sometime in our life we all have pain. We keep that whole melody intact, and we build the song around the melody so it stays familiar. And we didn't know if it was going to be a big record. We didn't know.
I just love the backstory of how these songs are written. You know the hits, but the story of how it became a hit, how they wrote the song, what the genesis of the idea is always fascinating for me. So now you know the backstory. When you see them this Saturday perform this hit in Leimert Park celebrating Karen Bass, you now know the backstory. Jay, tell me right quick how the name Club Nouveau became the name.
Well, you know, we couldn't be the Timex Social Club. We were trying to find a name that was going to be cool. Yeah. We first started with Jet Set. We were flying somewhere, and we came up with the name Nouveau Riche. It was Valerie, actually, that came up with it. Right. Club Nouveau Riche, Newfound Wealth. So I go to my lawyer and I say, hey, we have the name. We're going to be Club Nouveau Riche. And he says, no, it has negative connotation. Richard Lair was the lawyer. He said, you got to take off the Riche. So we took off the Riche and just made it Club Nouveau, a new club, formerly of a different club, now a better club. And we put that on the back of the record.
And the rest, as they say, is history, and the hits kept coming.
Yes.
Jay King is on KBLA Talk 1580.
The station you turn to when you've had it up to gear with cultural incompetence. KBLA Talk 1580.
At Cedars-Sinai, we're honored to be named the #1 hospital in California and the #2 hospital in the nation in U.S. News & World Report's Best Hospitals Honor Roll. We're also proud to be named #1 in 6 specialties in Los Angeles. Thank you to our physicians, nurses, academic leaders, and thousands of other team members who bring their best to Cedars-Sinai every day. Learn more about our top-ranked care at cedars-sinai.org.
KBLA Talk 1580 invites you to join us in celebrating the season of giving by being part of the solution. As we enjoy great food, family, warmth, and well wishes in whatever our festive tradition may be, we share the beauty of the season by reaching out to the less fortunate. Please help us to help others with the KBLA Cover the Houseless Cozy Community Coat and Blanket Drive. All you have to do is drop off new or clean, gently used winter coats and blankets in the KBLA lobby during business hours. Now through December 20th, all of the coats and blankets will be donated to unsheltered individuals and families experiencing houselessness. Simply bring your donation to 4434 Crenshaw Boulevard in Los Angeles, near Vernon Avenue, from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. weekdays. That's 4434 Crenshaw in historic Leimert Park. During the holidays and every day, let's remember, we keep us safe. We keep us warm. We are the safety net, and together we can cover the unsheltered. Get caught up in the spirit of the season, the spirit of love. Make a difference with your friends at KBLA Talk 1580.
Three-time WNBA champions, the Los Angeles Sparks, jump into their 27th season this summer with the most games ever in league history. This historic 40-game season means more world-class play in a city where the party never stops. Get connected to an unforgettable experience and secure your seats now at lasparks.com/tickets.
Interrogating your assumptions and expanding your inventory of ideas. Let's get back to Tavis Smiley on KBLA Talk 1580.
Jay King, I got about 2 minutes left in this hour. I'll see you on Saturday, my friend. Thanks for agreeing to bring Club Nouveau to this celebration of Karen Bass. Let me close with this. This must be something special for you because as a citizen of California and the president and CEO of the Black Chamber of Commerce here in California, I know you raised a lot of money for Karen Bass. You helped Karen Bass to become the first woman mayor, second African-American to lead this city. So it must be cool for you and Club Nouveau to perform for her this Saturday.
Absolutely. I'm a big fan of Karen. I think she's the perfect person for the city of Los Angeles at this time. I think she's a uniter. She understands that we live in a rainbow society and that we're going to need everybody in order to fix what's broken in this city and in the country. And I believe she's going to be phenomenal, and I'm going to support her in every way I can. And I'm excited and honored that you even asked me to do such a thing, and humbled by it. So thank you.
We are honored and excited about seeing Club Nouveau this Saturday. You'll see Club Nouveau, you'll see Brian McKnight, you'll see Guapole, you will see Karen Bass. We're going to have a great time here in Leimert Park, historic Leimert Park, this Saturday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. as we celebrate Karen Bass. It's a block party celebrating the first woman mayor of this city. It's called Welcome Home, Mayor-elect Karen Bass, and you should come join us this Saturday in Leimert Park. Jay King, I love you. There ain't nothing you can do about it. I'll see you on Saturday, my friend.
I look forward to it. I don't want to do nothing about it. I love you back.
That's our show for today. Back here tomorrow morning to do it all over again. Actually, tomorrow's the best of Tavis Smiley on KBLA Talk 1580. So you don't want to miss tomorrow's show. And again, we will see you on Saturday for our Welcome Home Mary-elect Karen Bass party. Time now for the KBLA Midday Money Chain. Up next, the Millionaires Roundtable with Lynn Richardson, followed by Naja's Fine Program. Ahead of the crypto curve, old money, new money, it don't matter. We got you covered here on KBLA Talk 1580. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, keep the faith.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Doug Davis, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. Top lawmakers are celebrating the passage of the Respect for Marriage Act.
Protecting from bigoted extremism, defending